Everybody shut up and action. Avatar Fire and Ash. Avatar, the franchise that is quite literally the definition of cinema. I mean, like, to me at least, I define cinema as being like the types of movies that just draw you in, hook you in out of your seat into another world. Like, you quite literally forget you're sitting in a movie theater and you're just lost in this other beautiful world. And Avatar is the perfect definition of it. I mean, yes, it uses heavy CGI and a lot of effects, both practical, visual, CGI, whatever, to really hook you in, draw you into this beautifully drawn out and landscaped world, which just draws you in, creates a new land ground up. And like, yes, Earth is in it, so you might be like, oh my god, is it really dragging you into another world? Yes, this is Earth, but from like another universe that you're watching, you lost into it. And like, even though we don't even spend that much time on Earth, like, I mean, that's not like, I mean, you can have movies on Earth that can draw you out of this world, out of your theater too, but like a movie that literally takes place on another planet has a better job of doing that. And Avatar just is one of the most visually beautiful and stunning works of cinema ever made, and it has 3 movies now. This is the 3rd, Fire and Ash, and oh my god, this was gorgeous. Every scene in this movie was absolutely beautiful. I watched this in IMAX, HDR, though watching it in HDR might have been a mistake, I don't know. It felt like in a lot of high frame rate, not HDR, HFR, yeah, that was the correct word, high frame rate. I feel like watching in high frame rate felt very wonky, because in some scenes where it looked like a high frame rate would look beautiful, it just felt like it was like lagging in a way, and I was like, wait, what the hell, why is it lagging? And that just really breaks this immersive feeling the movie is really itching to create. I mean, that's why it has this beautiful world and all these beautiful vivid colors and all these like beautiful escapist sort of design in the framing and everything. And then there's also, and then yeah, that's just the technical aspect of it, where the HFR just makes it like beautiful, like scenes where like normally would be motion blur, but like beautiful high frame rate, like where you can literally see the flapping of wings of these creatures, majestic creatures. Like it just lags, and suddenly you're like, wait, is this a video game? Am I buffering? Do I not have enough frame rate? What's going on? And that just kills the immersiveness for a minute. And then there's other parts of this movie where, you know, you have the frame here, and then suddenly it zooms in or zooms out, gives you a wide thing, but like that entire zoom in and zoom out just feels so weird. I don't know, like, I mean, I don't want to start a discussion about a movie criticizing it, but like when I talk about this movie, that is what comes to mind immediately, because I don't know, Avatar Way of Water and the first Avatar, I thought they were both beautiful and visually and like just in a technical aspect, they were absolutely gorgeous as well. And then this movie, this is the first one I watched in HFR. I didn't watch the other 2 in HFR. I don't think HFR was around for the first one, and my theater didn't have the option in the second one. But the third one, I had the option, so I watched it. I wanted to check it out. I don't think I'll watch it because that lag was just annoying. Though sometimes it didn't lag and it looked absolutely stunning. But if it's not going to be like that every time, then you know what? I'd rather just enjoy it properly than lose the immersiveness, because that's really what this movie is trying to create with all the technical aspects and all the work that's being put into the visual aspect of the film. So yeah, I think I'll avoid HFR. And I don't know what that shot was, like maybe, I mean, I get it, like if you're zooming out, it's to give a wider understanding of the world and landscape and just a establishing shot type thing. But like here, that entire transition from close and then you can see it just go, that just felt like, wait, what? That also broke their visual immersion, and you're like, huh? What? Because like every time there's a jump cut or something, it's changing to something that gives meaning and adds context to and a flow to the scenes and story progression, and that just was like, huh? Why you just go from here to zoom out like that? Like that just loses you in the mind. I don't know if other people found meaning in that or something, but like for me, that just lost me and broke immersion once again. But besides that, I don't want to talk negative about these movies. Actually, I'll talk one more kind of negative, not really negative thing, where it's like all these movies are equal in terms of like how good they are. They're not out of this world type of amazing stories which have you hooked, but they're not so bad that you're just bored on your mind. They're just interesting stories that just feel the exact same, repeating in a continuous progression in an overarching story. But regardless, it's always interesting to watch. You love watching the stories, you love watching the characters, you get hooked to these characters, you want to follow their story about how they're just moving throughout this world, especially the relationship between the family and how the mother like, I mean, in Way of Water there was this entire tension between the mother of I forget these characters' names, like they aren't so hooking that you remember all of them, for me at least, but like, you know, there's the mother, she doesn't like the son of I'm gonna have a tough time explaining this, aren't I? Yeah, there's a mother who doesn't like the human child who can't breathe. There's the I don't have a tough time explaining this. There's the mother who doesn't like the human child, and they have a tough time trying to get along. And that was the entire story of the second movie. And then in this third movie, they finally come together, and the mother starts caring for this human child too after a lot of story progression. And the way this entire story progresses just really tugs on your heartstrings and starts building tension within you for this entire story and their familial bonds. And honestly, this movie was just really gripping, and I really liked it more than the other two in terms of how the story progressed. Mainly because there was a lot more emotion involved in this movie with character developments as well. So, of course, it's just naturally going to hook you in a little more. And I just really enjoyed this movie from that perspective. I think I'm excited for the fourth and fifth movie. I know James Cameron was complaining about, I don't get cleared for the fourth and fifth movie, I'll just release my entire manuscript or something or the other. You don't have to worry about that. These movies will always do well. Even if people aren't interested in the story, even if people aren't interested in the story for whatever reason, people will watch this just because this is the greatest visual spectacle of our cinematic time. So, everyone will want to watch it to experience it with I really admire James Cameron for waiting for technology to catch up rather than rushing through his vision and his story. These movies are really worth it. I might not be going goo goo gaga over the stories, but I am really enjoying them, and I really like watching them, and I really love the visual aspect of this movie especially, and that's the real key thing that draws me in to want to keep watching these over and over in theaters. I'm not watching these movies that repeat at home. I can't do that. These movies are long, but I do want to go to theaters to watch the next one, the next one, the next one, until the story hopefully eventually ends. But yeah, this movie was really nice. The new Fire Ash people, I wish we got to explore a lot more of them in this movie. The entire title of the movie is Fire and Ash, but it felt like we barely explored them for the 3-hour runtime, maybe for half an hour. It felt like we watched them and their story, their story and their purpose and their entire purpose in this film and in this world felt understandable, and everything about them felt understandable. They wanted violence, whatever. They don't get along with other tribes, and they're violent and want to hunt them down and whatnot. I don't remember their purpose isn't exactly clear, but at the same time, you do understand what they're doing and their motives and everything, or not their motives, but their actions, what they're doing, and the why is what's not exactly clear, but it doesn't really press on you that I really need to understand why you're doing all this. You just watch it and you're okay, yeah, this is tribal warfare. Okay, and you're just really hooked, and then when the humans actually start working with them, it's okay, this is really interesting. Seeing these tribes who are already very violent getting their hands on human advanced weaponry and technology, that is crazy. Regardless, this entire movie was really interesting and captivating, and really hooks you into the film as expected of a movie of this visual stature. I don't know, I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I can't wait for the fourth movie. Yeah, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Good movie. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to the fourth. Peace.